Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy, and welcome to the 2021 FIA Nations Exhibition Race, round number 7. Tonight we are at Circuit de La Sarthe, aka Le Mans, and we are in the Group 1 race cars. Folks, if you like lots of overtakes, people running into each other, people flying off tracks, if you like great last laps, this is the race for you. Stick around, check it out. Lobby opens up, folks, and yes, again, I get tossed into the top split again. If you look down there, there I am, lowly door, number 20, down at the bottom of the list, which means I got to put in a great qualifier, put the pressure on myself, roll it through this first set of chicanes, roll it again, get off that throttle so I don't get the penalty. I get the penalty. And now you only have one shot at qualifying, and then I totally missed my apex after that because I'm going, like an idiot. So now I'm costing myself even more time. I look at my rearview mirror, and who is on my tail? None other than VQS Drifter, who I believe set like one of the top 3 times in North America. No pressure, no worries. So here comes Drifter, and I'm like, well, I'll just slide into his slipstream like I'm going to be there for very long, and attempt to follow him for a little bit, maybe get some of that half a second to a second back. No good. So coming down out of Arnage, or whichever corner this is, I can't remember them all. We go to the penalty zone, and it looks like Grove Street Racing gets a penalty there, which is going to make for a bit of an awkward situation on the qualifying lap. I'm like, I don't really want to have to, but I have to. Grove moves over to the right, very kind of him, so much appreciated to Grove for just sliding over to the right there, making that a lot less awkward than it could have been. It's a little bit weird when you race people and they know what they're doing, and they just seem to just put the car where it's supposed to be. I don't know. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm talking about. We come out of the Porsche S's. I look okay considering I just had a penalty, so I picked up some slip from Grove. I picked up some slip from VQS Drifter. So I'm like, okay, this might not be the worst lap ever. Going through the final chicanes here, go down to second, back up to third. Just going to rotate it through, and the back end pops up off the curb. I end up in the gravel. Careful comeback on the track so I don't come out right in front of anybody. Cross the line with a paltry, terrible, abysmal 327, which is good for P17. So, quick race strategy, there's none. It's racing hard tires, no fuel to save. So let's get to the action. Woo! All right, here we go. Start of the race. Of course, traction control on 1, parking brake on. Waiting for the countdown, and I am in that beautiful Geauxgreddy liveried Peugeot 908. I think it's TDI or HDI or something like that. I don't know. So we go through the lights here. Jets fly over. Lights go out, and I drop it. Tires, traction control comes off, so I drop it out of traction control. And then the rear tires light up. I spin off to the right. I hit CAMG GABA. Again, that's the second time in a Nations race I have dropped traction control before I should have. So anyway, nothing you can do about it. I'm in last place, and boom, right away, a Greddy pass, another Greddy pass, 3 Greddy passes right through the first S. So that's not too terrible. I get out here, I'm behind Hockey is free. Coming into this left-hander, folks are going to get a little squabbly in here, so I'm just going to send it right up the inside. I'm just going to follow Hockey is free. I'm going to take a couple positions. Now we got a penalty up in front of us. It looks like Grove Street Racing has a penalty. He's in the Audi R18. Very fast on acceleration. Not too great on the top end. So I'm like, okay, that is not the worst thing on the planet. I started 17th to start the race in qualifying. Fell all the way back to last place. Now I'm back up to 15th place. So I've gained 2 spots by botching the start. So Grove there is on the outside of me. I give him some room there down the inside because I know he's got to serve that penalty, so no need to really press him through that corner. He moves over to the left. He serves his penalty as the 2 of us go cleanly through the first chicane. I must say, that is top split type driving right there. Again, thank you, Mr. Grove. Appreciate that. So heading down the, I guess the middle part of the Mulsanne Straight. I don't know. Heading towards the second chicane here. Going to have to drop the anchor just at the break in the trees on the right before the 100 board. I don't want to brake too late. I just want to go through here smoothly because I know all these guys are stacked up on top of each other, just riding each other's rear end coming out that chicane. So I just want to slide right into the backside of the train and kind of work my way into the group there. As I get onto the back of Hockey's Free, he broke just a little bit early, which really ruined my exit there out of that corner and gave him a little bit of a boost. But carrying on a little further lap, he goes way off the left, heads off track. Hockey is Free gives me Greddy pass number 4. Now I've got Stock Car Racer all over my back bumper. He is also in the pug, so I don't have to worry about any weird rubber bandy hybrid effect here. He's just going to have to just straight up beat me with some raw pace. Now, knowing Stock Car Racer like I do, which is not very well, but I've seen him in a few lobbies, he's generally pretty quick, so he's probably there's a high chance that he might find a way around old Gredster. But I'm not going to make it easy for him. I'm going to make him work for it. So head across the start-finish line here at the start of lap number 2, and yours truly is in P13 after that abysmal start. So looking good, heading down towards corner 1. I am going to totally try to avoid a penalty this time. As you can see, I take a very conservative approach through the chicane, as I don't want another penalty setting me back as I've worked my way all the way up to P13. So into the left, I actually make the apex this time. Yeah, I know, right? This next right-hander, very tricky. You got to let off the throttle, but you can't go in too tight or you'll get a penalty. I take it nicely, but a couple of folks in front of me, yep, if you look closely here, that's right, cheaters caught cheating, cutting track, they get a penalty. That will go down on their permanent record, folks. Not good. To the principal's office or to the penalty zone, which is where we are heading. So we head down the straight towards the first chicane. I need to get closer so I can take advantage of those penalties. So I brake as late as I can and feel like I can still control the car through the chicane. Get a little squirrely coming out the other side. Find a little sauce on the track. A little dirt maybe. I don't know. But Hallman serves his penalty, so I go past Hallman. And it looks like Stock Car Racer has a huge run on me, but I get back into Equus's slipstream, and he's unable to make the overtake. So, ha-ha! No overtake for you just yet. So holding off Stock Car Racer, heading down into the second chicane in the Mulsanne Straight. And, which I don't know why it's the Mulsanne Straight with 2 chicanes though in the middle. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I could be wrong. Fast forward into the hard braking zone here at the end of the straight. Equus doesn't quite roll through the corner as quickly as I wish he would have, so I'd have gotten the backside of him a little bit, which gave Stock Car Racer a nice run on me down the inside. Hallman tries to follow and pass, but Stock Car Racer gives me the slip instead of Hallman, probably because he knows Hallman's a little bit quicker than old Greddy is. So another smart move there by Stock Car Racer, and I'm going to take it as we head down towards the right-hander here. I don't remember if this is Indianapolis or Arnage. I always get them confused, but regardless, on the outside, Hallman holds it there. Beautiful move along the outside. I give him room. I'm like, well, there's really not a whole lot I can do about that. But he gets loose coming out of the corner. Rip Hallman tries to get on the gas too early. Too much sauce on the track. Laid down by old Greddy there. And he heads off into the barrier. Now, hopefully that is the last time we have to see of him because he is a pretty quick fella. Now I've got United States behind me, but he's just out of the slipstream, so I don't have to worry about him catching up just yet. I need to concentrate on trying to catch Equus and Stock Car Racer here in front of me. So they're battling a little bit, and that might allow me to catch back up to him. I'm out of the Porsche curves, and I give a great run on Equus here, so I head down the outside of him, cut a little bit of that corner there, but stay in the lines, just avoid getting that penalty. Equus gives me just enough room, so appreciate that, Equus. Clean racing there again. Now I've got Stock Car Racer in my sights, P12 with 4 laps to go. Can Greddy move into the top 10 of this top split race? End of lap 4. Up in front of Greddy, we've got 2 folks with penalties. Looks like, no, 3 folks with penalties heading towards the penalty zone. As they serve the penalties, does not look like they were long enough to really let me slide into the backside and really make something happen. Fast forward here onto the second chicane. I get on the brakes, and you can see they're racing, and Stock Car Racer gets loose. Now here, important point in the race for Greddy. I can go by him here. Now, Stock Car Racer had no problems leaving me in the dust before, so I go, no, I'm not going to go by him. I'm going to bump draft him. I'm going to make sure he stays in the draft of P9 and P10. Give me an opportunity for that position possibly later in the race. As you can see, we got one with a 1-second penalty up there in front. And Stock Car Racer down the inside of Bill Bader there, and comes out. Beautiful move there by Stock Car Racer. And then the speed of the Audi out of the corner just absolutely just jets on by Stock Car Racers. We're heading down the straight towards Indianapolis. And boy, they're bumping and grinding a little bit there. They get getting a little feisty in front of Greddy. So I'm like, hey, I have no part of that. I'm just going to slide on in here. And I'll give Stock Car Racer another little bump draft there. As, again, I know that he's quicker than me, and I just want him to pull me up towards the front and keep me out of the sights of this Audi with insane acceleration as he gets in the backside of me there. Now, coming down the straight, he's going to have to serve his 1 second penalty, the Audi that is. So he goes off into the distance behind me. On to lap number 4, and off the right, VQS Drifter just goes into the pits. Maybe he had to poop or something. I don't know. He just goes into the pit lane. Totally bizarre. Anyway, on lap number 5, 2.2 second gap between me and VQS Hallman. I'm in P10. I'm not catching Stock Car Racer. I wish I was, but man, he is just a little faster out of every corner. So on to lap number 6, final lap of the race. You can see 1.3 seconds. Do the math. That's a 0.9 second different from the last lap. If he gets within 0.7, he's in my slipstream. So all he has to do is make up about 0.6 seconds on me in this lap, and he is in my slipstream. So I'm trying to concentrate on putting in a very fast lap to try to hold off VQS Hallman, try to get that top 10 finish in the top split. That puts me in the top half of the 20. And I cut just a hair too much of that corner, and I get a half second penalty. Well, now, the math is simple. That half second penalty is really a full second penalty. So Hallman will be in my slipstream after this first chicane coming up. I need a really, really good chicane. I'm going to have to come out of it with some gap between me and Hallman if I'm going to keep him out of my slipstream. I take an okay first chicane, but it wasn't terrible. But as we come out, he is pulling on me, and then I hit the penalty zone, and I know he's coming. I can sense it. I can feel it. I can see the numbers dropping down the left. He is now in the slipstream, and his headlights are just getting bigger and bigger. The old rear view mirror. Now I decide I'm not going to block here. Now it's too early. We got 2 big straights left, so I'm going to let him go on the outside. But I broke late enough that he didn't get a really nice, comfortable entrance into the second chicane, which allowed me to stay in his slipstream. Now I'm within 0.3 coming out of that corner. I'm hoping I can get a pass on him here before the straight is over and maybe be able to hold him off on the upcoming straight. Not the greatest strategy ever, but I'm going to go for it here. So I go around the outside. I get on my brakes as late as I can. I get a little bit over there on the left side, and that kind of gives my tires a little slick on the exit, so I want to make sure I'm not on the throttle too hard. But actually, this ends up working out perfectly as I'm just at a little over 0.2 on this very long back straight heading towards Indianapolis Arnage. And I have a great run. I go around the outside. He takes the inside line, which is, of course, what he wants to do for this next corner. And I am going to wait till the last minute to brake. I brake at the curb. I'm on the anchors hard. I'm throwing everything out the car. I'm trying to grab the asphalt, and I make the corner. And I come out. I'm in front of VQS Hallman. Get on the brakes. I take away the inside line from him as we come through the right-hander, heading towards the Porsche curves. He gets in the grass, gets a little loose coming out. That's going to cause him to lose time of acceleration as we head towards the Porsche curves. I know that he's coming. He's 0.2 seconds back of myself. And the Porsche curve is getting closer and closer. If he's too close, he can send it down the inside. However, I don't protect the inside line. I don't think he can make it. I parked the bus on the inside apex. If he wants to take P10, he is going to have to go the long way around. Find that apex again, exiting that Porsche curves into the right-hander. I hang out on the curb like it's a tight autocross line. I swing it back to the left, do the same on that curve. Come out. I've got about a 0.2 gap heading towards the final chicane. Is the last opportunity for Hallman to get by me here. Get on the brakes fairly early. I'm not trying to push it too hard through here. I don't want to screw up like I did in qualifying. I come out a little bit slow, but that's good because, again, bus is parked. He has nowhere to go but my rear bumper, and I take P10. What a finish. I really enjoyed that race, man. The blood was flowing at the end of that. Trying to keep Hallman back there. Very quick guy. So that was a good finish by myself. I was happy to haul home those 223 points. So hope you enjoyed the action. Hope you enjoyed the race. If you do, I ask you to like and or subscribe. come back, check out some more of the action. For myself, Geauxgreddy, y'all have a great evening. DJ Clean, take us out of here.